What's going on, guys? It's Marlon Conaway, aka Marlon the Money Coach, with today's Wind Down Wednesday Real Estate Happy Hour. Man, I'm excited to be sharing some information with you today. Today, we will be talking about tips for buying new construction homes. And before we get started, let me take a sip of my wine because you know it is Wind Down Wednesday, so I got to make sure I had a wine on deck. Okay, let me see here. Moscato d'Asti. I won't discuss the brand because they're not going to send me a check, okay? But it's delicious. Hit me in the comments or the DM, I'll tell you what it is. All right, so let's get into tips for new construction home buying, all right? When dealing with new construction, what a new construction home basically is a home where you as the buyer is the first one to occupy and live in that home. You're the first one to use the bathroom, the shower, the toilet, everything, all right? And so that is a big plus for some people, all right? And so there are a couple ways you can become a new construction home buyer. The first way is you can purchase your own land, contract with your own architect and your own builder, and they can build your custom home for you. That's number one. Second way is you purchase the property in a newly built home from a developer. All right, the home that was already built, the land, everything is already in place. You come in as a buyer and they say, well, hey, this deal fell through, so we're gonna give you a discounted price for buying this house that's already built. All right, so that could be like a model home or a spec home. The third way is you purchase an empty lot from the developer and then choose from a variety of home design options, and then they build that house for you from the ground up. All right, so that's the third way. All right, and so now that we understand what new construction home build out is, let's get into a few tips. The first tip I want to talk about is putting your own team in place. Yes, you have to have your own team. All right, so building new construction home is no different from purchasing any other home. You need to have your own team in place to have your own interests at heart, particularly somebody who you trust, you get along with, that with a communication level is to your liking, okay? And so you need a real estate agent. I would also apply with multiple mortgage lenders, all right, to find the best deal. So typically when a client comes to me, I will tell them right away to apply with their current bank or credit union. Then we'll also reach out to one of the lists of my preferred lenders, depending on what the criteria and what the client is looking for. So if they're a first-time home buyer, need down payment assistance programs, all lenders don't deal with down payment assistance. So I'll make sure I use one of my preferred lenders that I feel is going to be best suited for the client. So at least they have two offers for a loan. Okay, now builders are going to have their own agent in place. They're going to have their preferred lenders, and it's not uncommon for them to suggest that you as the buyer use their team, but it's good to also have your own comparison. So here's a few advantages of using the builder's lender, and for clients in the past, we have used the builder's lender sometime because sometimes they may give you a better overall package, okay? But we want to have something to compare against. And so some incentives they may also incentivize you money for upgrades, reduced rates on your loan, price reductions on the property, anything that they can do as us working to help you get into that home to negotiate things down to earn your business. A lot of time we can negotiate that, and that's what will happen. But sometimes an outside lender may charge you less in points and fees as well. So it's always good to be able to compare both, which basically means a bigger savings for you over the life of your loan, okay? And so let's get into tip number two. We also want to make sure that we get a smart budget in place, all right? A lot of times people have, how can I say this? Champagne taste on the beer budget. Champagne taste on the beer budget. I mean, they want a whole bunch of house. But Marlon, all I want to spend is $900 a month, okay? Which could be possible. It just means you got to put down a big down payment. You got to have some assets in place, all right? So let's make a smart budget. Let's know what your monthly payment allowance is. When building a new construction home, it's easy to accidentally spend too much money, all right? So I always recommend one upgrade at a time, all right? So be realistic about, how much house you can afford, and take into consideration that that things that are very easy to overlook. So sometimes, I'll give you an example. You may have a house built and the landscaping is not quite to your liking. You want to bring in more trees, you want irrigation, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes those things may not be in your contract. So you will likely need to build your own landscape after you build a house. Other things like homeowners association, community development, district fees, which are known as CDD fees, which are used to help maintain things like the neighborhood landscape, the roads, the sidewalks, community parks, the pools, gym, the tennis court, the amenities, all those different things, okay, are also factored into payment. Other things like furnishing and finishings, right? The builder may install just a standard bathroom vanity or a towel rack or a toilet paper holder, and you may want something more flamboyant, okay? So those are things that won't be covered in your contract. Those are things you're gonna have to bring in after the deal is done. So make sure that you also budget for those smaller furnishings and fixtures in every room, all right? And so let's get into tip number 3 real quick. Research, research, research. Research and choose a builder in your price range. You may say, well, hey, Marlon, I don't want to go over 200,000. There's some builders out there that don't build anything under 350. Okay, so you want to know. Okay, so the way we narrow it down is by, as your realtor, I will help you find new construction listings for you in your price range, and I will customize a list for you so that you can shop within your price range, but also get your new construction dreams, make them become a reality. So we'll also identify communities with several new homes to schedule showings so that you can check out the quality and the style that you like the best. From there, you can also research the builders online. You can look at their local business reviews, their public records, and feedback from like the Better Business Bureau. Also their website, their social media pages is going to have more information and more pictures and photos for you to look at. Okay, so make sure also this here, when venturing out on your own to look at properties, make sure you let the site agents know that you have a realtor. Okay, that way it keeps confusion down on the back end, because look, we're on your team. We're the ones who are going to be coordinating, helping you understand the process, helping you with paperwork, and working for you when you're at work. Okay, and so here's a cool thing you should know, because a lot of times people ask me this. They say, Marlon, if I pick you as a realtor, how much do you charge? All right, well, look, the home seller, all right, or in this case, the home builder is the person who pays the commission to your buyer's agent. So if you hire me as a realtor, you don't pay my commission, they pay it. So you get free service, free guidance, somebody who can take you by the hand and make sure that your home buying reality and dreams come true with least hassle in the process, okay? And so that's a plus and a win-win for everybody, okay? Let's say tip number 4, know your customization options, all right? The cost involved in the construction timing. So keep in mind, the model home is going to be immaculate. I mean, they got all the bells and whistles in there, all right? That may not be what your house looks like, okay? So you want to know how much things cost for these upgrades. So most new construction homes offer one of the following customization options. If it's a spec home, which is already built, that house is completed and you're buying it as is. You're going to have to do your own upgrades later. A semi-custom is a house that where the structure is mostly built, but you can customize it in some way. Let's say they already kind of started on everything, the framework and so forth, but you can come in and add some little bells and whistles as you go along. Full custom basement, they're starting from ground zero. They just got the dirt and the land leveled off, and they get ready to start the process, and you get a say-so in every step of the way. Okay, so that's full customization, okay? But once you determine which level you're comfortable with, make sure that you know what comes standard with the home and what costs extra, all right? Number 5. Get a home inspection, all right? And so get one before the walls are closed. It's much cheaper to fix issues like electrical and plumbing before that drywall goes up, all right? Your second home inspection will most likely be before your final walkthrough with the builder. You want to try to hang out with the inspector while it happens. They're often able to offer you maintenance tips and handy things to watch for in your new home, okay? Make sure that you put a home inspection contingency in your sales contract. And that's one of the things that we actually do as your agents. Make sure we have certain things in there to make sure that you have a way out of the deal if something goes wrong. Does that make sense? Okay. And so that's tip number 5, home inspection. Number 6, you want to understand what the warranties cover and what they don't cover. All right. So usually warranties on new construction homes offer limited coverage on things like workmanship and materials. So I'll give you an example. You may have a 1-year warranty for things like the vinyl siding or the doors and the trims, etc. All right. They may have a 2-year warranty on things like the HVAC or the plumbing or electrical. So if something goes wrong in the first 2 years, they'll come in and fix it. And you're going to have some things like major structural defects that are going to have like a 10-year warranty or sometimes 20-year warranty, like the roof and so forth. Okay. So understand exactly what's included and what is not. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And make changes or concessions if you're not comfortable with the language, okay? And that's also why you want to have your own team in place, because we're going to know certain questions to ask that you may not know to ask. So keep in mind, you can also purchase home warranties that also supplement what the builder's warranty may not cover, okay? So let's recap when it comes to starting your new construction journey. Number 1, buyer's consultation is very important because we need to determine your budget. Also, where you're on the buying process, because there are things like credit that we need to look at, assets, how much you got in the bank, income verification to make sure you've been working on your job long enough and that your income is enough to qualify for the type of loan you need, right? From there, we're going to make sure we help you with the pre-approval process. So we'll at least get 2 comparisons. Your current bank, credit union. Sometime I'll have one of my preferred lenders throw in one just to have another option. And then of course we will also check with that new construction team, their preferred lender, to see what kind of incentives or offers that we can negotiate to sweeten the deal. Okay. Get a list of new construction listings in your price range. So me as your realtor will create a list of new construction listings that's in your price range. So if your loan pre-approval is, let's say, $250, right, as a cap, we'll make sure we have new construction listing link that may have homes from $250 on down. All right, okay. From there, we'll tour the homes in the communities. That way we can choose your builder, narrow down which financing package is going to be the best for you. All right, because we'll have 2 or 3 to choose from, and then we'll also choose what upgrades are in your budget. All right, so that's it, guys, for Wind Down Wednesday, the new construction rundown, those tips. If you need any other information about real estate or other financial services, such as getting a financial game plan, life insurance, auto, homeowners, any retirement or investment advisory services like mutual funds, Roth IRAs, annuities, debt reduction plans. You know, debt to income ratio plays a major factor in buying a house. So sometimes we may have to start there, right? Or just get an overall budget analysis to see what the cash flow is like and your expenses and so forth. Give me a call, Marlon the Money Coach, 904-338-8171. I also include a link in the description where you can just tap that link and book yourself a personal one-on-one consultation, virtual consultation. So tap that link, schedule your time to get all your questions answered, and let's start your home buying journey today.